Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, November 17th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, we were looking at ticker symbol CYPH. Big mover today and now a good solid pattern here. So let's get this pattern mapped out first and then talk a little bit more about it. So top part of the pattern is this very clean cut resistance line right across the top. And then bottom part of the pattern, this area right here. So let's change that to green to represent support. And then just to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it all the same color. So we have this area of resistance. We have this area of support. Have the nice upwards move right here. And then for you golfers out there, put the golf hole down here. This would be known as a bull pennant pattern. Now let me be very clear. Just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed if it comes up here and bounces off, that's going to make a big move. My point here is it at least a valid question? And is it at least a rational possibility that something like that could happen? Absolutely. That would just be a classic bull pennant breakout. Again, doesn't mean it'll happen, but certainly a plausible outcome. So if you like bull pennant patterns, you like this price range down below $5, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, WTO, and this thing was, I don't want to beat around the bush, an absolute train wreck today. To think that there are some poor souls that were buying right there, hopefully they were using stop losses. If not, I don't think they're going to have a very good weekend. But this is one of these that is an ugly looking chart, but you longtime viewers have heard me say this before, there can be opportunity in the ugly, where things look so bad that everybody just gives up. And usually in the market, those moments are where things could potentially turn around. And in this situation, and there's no guarantees, but the price is now getting very close to this essential gap close location, give or take right here around 0.022. And it's actually already started to go sideways. So it hasn't quite hit it. And let me be very clear, just because the price starts to go sideways at a key area does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go back upwards. My point is this though, it's a little bit more valid. Let's just say that the price was, doing something like this, where it's just dropping, and then I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be some sort of bottom. You would be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally still going down. Well, that's not the case here. The price has at least started to go sideways. It is at a gap close. So while that guarantees nothing, it does make it more plausible that maybe, just maybe, the price is going to try to head itself, back upwards. If the price does try to battle back upwards, key area of resistance you're going to want to watch very closely is that purple line there, that 50-period simple moving average, right now at 0.0282. But all in all, definitely an ugly chart, but is it getting ready for some sort of turnaround? Grab your popcorn for next week. Next one here, looking at ONDS, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the previous video where I mapped out this resistance trend line right there. And you can see the price came up today, opening 30 minutes, broke through that level, and then from there, just an amazing breakout. So we'll see how things play out moving forward. But yeah, no doubt about it, as far as that level is concerned, absolutely obliterated today. And now we have essentially the pattern that I talked about earlier, another bull pennant pattern. So on that note, I'm going to go through this a little quicker to respect your time as much as possible. You've already heard me talk about it, like I said, so just try to keep this straightforward now. But still want to just map out, make sure everybody can see it, so let's keep it the same color. So resistance, support, big move right here, golf hole down here, so another bull pennant. Biggest difference here is the previous one, was a little bit cheaper on the price-wise. Not that this one's that much more expensive, but if you do like the price range between $5, $10 or, right around that range, and you like bull pennants, then ONDS has definitely been given some good opportunities. And once again, we have the bull pennant. Next one, ASBP, and same idea. Again, I don't mean to rush through these, but I want to respect your time and not be, beat a dead horse. But same general idea. Ugly looking chart. Was up here, nasty move down, and all of a sudden we do have sideways movement, which, as I alluded to, just because something's now going sideways doesn't mean it's for sure at the bottom and for sure going to move back upwards. It just becomes way more plausible. And on these penny stocks, depending on your amount of experience, you know that things can be looking really terrible one moment, and then all of a sudden you're like, what happened? Because the price starts to, do the exact opposite. Again, I'm not saying that's for sure going to happen here, but it does become a little bit more plausible. So a lot of volume on the day, big move up, big move down. It's at least going sideways. So yeah, is this a leading indicator that maybe this is going to try to curl back upwards? We'll see what happens next week. Next one here, looking at TSLL, to give credit where credit's due, from where the price was at its lows to where it ultimately bounced back up to. Good solid move, but it just becomes a question of, is there any genuine power behind this price movement? And I have no idea, but by using charts, we can make answering that question very straightforward. And that is based on the logic that price movements with genuine power are going to show progress forward. Not necessarily go straight up, but at least show progress. Which brings about the question, okay, well, Clay, how are you defining show progress? And that's where this level right here at 1590 comes into play. I'm not saying this will occur, but if the price comes down more, then behaves like this and then starts to head back up, what would you have at that point? Well, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have lows right here. And if you envision those as stair steps, you would still have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction. And again, that's the name of the game. Not straight up, but at least show signs of progress. So let's see if 1590 can continue to hold moving into next week. And then if the price does all of a sudden just curl back upwards, main battleground to watch from the resistance side of things, right up here, that purple line there at the 50-period moving average, currently valued at, we'll call it 1785. But in my opinion, at least, top priority right now is not necessarily breaking levels of resistance, but simply showing those signs of progress with that first key level being right at 1590. Real quick, I want to take a break and potentially help you solve a very common problem out there, and that is the pattern day trader rule, where you may want to be a day trader, and I'm defining day trader as having unlimited day trades every single day, not 3 every 5 days, which you, I'm sure, are aware of with that pattern day trade rule, but unlimited day trades every day. And there is a way for you to do that with very little money at risk and then a whole lot of upside potential. I do also realize that all this sounds maybe a little bit sketchy, which is why I totally understand. And I say, come check out the live stream server every day at 11 a.m. Eastern, because this is what I've been doing over a year now. And you can come see it with your very own eyes, ask me questions, and see how it all plays out. But it's definitely, I get it, sounds a little too good to be true, but it's possible. Very small amount of money at risk, no pattern day trading rule, and quite frankly, you trade a market that moves way better than the stock market anyways. Next one here, OPEN, and overall the pullback continues, but it's not like the chart is absolutely destroyed or anything. I will say though, from a technical standpoint, got to think a lot of people have drawn on that trend line right there, and I make the comment about a lot of people because when there are a lot of people watching the same areas and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movements. So again, no guarantees, but if the price were to come up to that area and then break up through there, I don't think anybody would be shocked to see that create upside buying pressure. So again, guaranteed to happen? No. Plausible outcome? In my opinion, absolutely. In terms of key areas of support going into next week, definitely keep an eye on that pink line right there. The 200-period simple moving average right now valued at 776. But all in all, got to think that a lot of eyeballs going to be watching that resistance line right there. So we'll see if the price can push up through there or not. Next one here, looking at IVVD, and we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So going to go through this one quicker. So there's our upper part of the area. Now, maybe people are drawing this a little bit differently, but the whole idea is the same. So let's just first get this drawn out so you can see what I'm seeing at least. So again, maybe don't draw the same trend lines, but the idea is the same. And then there's the big move up right there. And the idea is this: bull pennant, bull flag. These sorts of patterns, it's all about what's the story. And the story is this: there's been a big move, and then there's been some consolidation, and now it's just a question of will this consolidation ultimately prove to be healthy and then bring the price back upwards. So you don't want to get too much down in the semantics of things, where exactly the trend lines have to be, because overall, like I said, it's the story. Big move up, consolidation. So will this lead to a bigger move next week? We'll see what happens. But if you like bull pennants, you like this price range around $2, here you go. Next one here, NVDA, NVIDIA. And once again, same general idea I talked about earlier. Very, very nasty point at, during the day right there. And then it closed all the way up there. So yes, is this a genuinely strong move? As discussed earlier, it's not about going straight up. It is about progress. So where's the quote unquote progress point in this one? In my opinion, right here to around the 185 mark. So if the price comes down here, not saying it will, but if the price comes down here, behaves like that and then curls back upwards, from the bigger picture point of view, you'd still have the lows there. You'd have that low. You have the stair steps, and that's what it's all about, making progress in the upwards direction. In terms of areas of resistance, key battleground right now, all about that pink line, or excuse me, purple line. You can see right there the price is struggling. That is that 50-period simple moving average, right now valued around 190.22. But overall, just show signs of progress, stayed above 185, and then overall, you can still make the argument that maybe slow and steady, but the lows are getting higher and higher. Next one here, BYND, same exact thing. So I'm going to go through this even quicker, but the price was down here and managed to bounce all the way up here. I will say the last 30 minutes on this one, pretty rough. But again, to be fair, still plenty of opportunity for the price to show those signs of progress. And for BYND, that quote-unquote progress point, I'd call right there at $1.03, because just to kind of take a slightly different angle on it, if the price were to come down here and then just continue on down, what would that be doing to the price? that would be putting the price right back to where it was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great moves and then go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why these progress points are so important. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, nice bounce today. Let's see if the price can show progress next week. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and this is one I talked about on a very routine basis. So these annotations from the previous video. So overall, started off very, very bad, right? I mean, it came down here, it gapped down below this green line of support, and then it did have a nice bounce. How nice of a bounce? Well, not only did it get back up to that green line, it actually got quite a bit above it before pulling back. So on that front, good news that the price was able to get back above that area, which now brings us right back to, well, that 396.40-ish area is going to be that key area of support. Because if the price drops below there, then all of a sudden, as we just kind of talked about, now all of a sudden the price is being threatened of having just gone back to where it began, which is not what you want to see. You want to see progress. So that 396 area would represent the progress. But either way, very good to see that the price was able to get back above that area and stay above it. On the flip side of things, nothing new here to report. This level that I talked about previously, we'll call it 414. I got pretty close right there to being tested, but ultimately I did get kind of pushed back down. So moving forward, that 414 mark will be the main battleground of resistance. Also keep an eye on the purple line right there. 50 period simple moving average, you can see back here, had a bit of a track record of acting as resistance. But anyway, look at it. From where the price was at its lows and breaking down below that green line, the fact that it was able to bounce back to the green line and then get back above the green line and then stay above the green line, you know, that's the nice little sign of strength right there. So let's see if the price can continue to stay above that green line next week. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you are sick and tired of the pattern day trend rule, or you just want to try out a new market that has very little risk for you and your cash, and then you have a whole lot of upside potential, then definitely check out the live stream and what I've been doing. I just saying it out loud, I get it. It sounds like, okay, what's the catch? I understand. So just swing by the live stream, ask me any sort of questions, and watch it play out with your very own eyes. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll see you on the live stream next week.